Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Someone asked me a question. I'm going to be answering that question about the Mahdi. Okay, and the person basically asked me this question: when the Mahdi will be here and the Malhama will take place, how would he fight? Would he use bows and arrows or sword, or is he going to use the modern technology that we have, like machine gun or tanks and all those things, fighter jets? How it will happen? There is a hadith, Rasulullah he made it very clear that the Muslims, actually there is a hadith about the weapon that the Muslims will be using, of the weapon of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, and this hadith is Sahih hadith. Sunan ibn Majah, he reported this hadith. This hadith was narrated, I believe, Nawas bin Sa'man. Okay, and he said, Rasulullah he said that sayuqidul muslimuna min kisya ya'juja wa ma'juja wa nusabbihim wa atrisatihim sab'a sinin. Rasulullah said that the Muslims will use the bows and arrows and shields of Gog and Magog as firewood for 7 years. So in other words, we see that the Gog and Magog, their weapon would be what? Bows and arrows and shields. They're not using machine gun or pistol or things like that. They're using strictly in this hadith bows and arrows. Brother, walaikum assalam. Inshallah, I'll get back to you. Muhammad Saqib Khan, I'll get back to you, all of you, inshallah, in a second. One thing we find for sure is that this Ya'juj and Ma'juj, they will be using bows and arrows from this hadith, and this is again a Sahih hadith. Now, the Mahdi, when he will be here, we know that it will be a time when humanity, as I said, this is my personal belief, all the technology that we know today, they will not exist. Okay, for the Mahdi, Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Dajjal to appear, all of these things that we know today has to be gone. And that can be possible through WW3. Not Malhama, not the Malhama that we talk about, WW3. What is the point of view of non-Muslims, like Christian? Do they believe the end of time? Because they believe in Armageddon. Okay, Armageddon is the final battle, where some evangelical Christian, they believe Turkey, Qatar, Russia, Indonesia, some other countries will try to attack the hill of the Magodi hill. And in that hill, he said, one of the priests, he said, the fighter jets will come and they will try to attack Isa alayhi salam and his followers, Jesus. And this is why, dear brothers and sisters, Israel today is so powerful. It's because of those beliefs. Because these people, they want to defend the city of Jerusalem, the nation of Israel, so that Isa ibn Maryam, Jesus, can come and establish his kingdom, his lordship. They believe that the weapon that these people will be using, the Muslims and also the Christian under Jesus, would be weapon of modern technology. That's the impression I get from them. They can be divided. Their churches, they're always divided. They do not know exactly what will happen, like we do, because our prophecy, Rasulullah he made it absolutely clear what will happen. He painted a very clear picture. But the Yahudi Christian, they have no clear indication how things will play out. For them, it is going to be something very, very uncertain. They do not know what kind of weapon they will use, but most likely their belief is that whatever we have today is what we will use tomorrow in the Armageddon. Okay, again, that will happen at the Magodi hill, just outside of Tel Aviv in Israel. So the scholars in Islam, they're divided about the weapon that Mahdi will use. Some say that, well, this is metaphorical, that he will use bows and arrows. Some others says no, it is literal. So there is a differences of opinion. I personally believe he will be using bows and arrows, as I said, simply because of the fact that we cannot interpret a hadith and give it a different meaning. If the hadith is there and Rasulullah said that he will use bows and arrows, we have to accept it the way it is. Okay, we cannot come up with our own theories unless it will happen, and then we will know, okay, so the hadith meant this is what it means. For example, the plane of Dajjal, Rasulullah said the donkey and with the long ear, right? Today we can say, well, it could be aeroplane because aeroplane has wings, but Allahu Alam, it could be an actual donkey. We are not allowed, the ulama said we are not allowed to give it a different meaning when the hadith is very, very clear. So that is number one. Number two, another brother, he asked this question about the Yahudi going up until Madina. Okay, would that happen? What we know, dear my sisters, is that is not going to happen. In other words, right now they are in Jerusalem. They are taking over that place, and we are seeing they are expelling, exiling, kicking out the Palestinian brothers and sisters. But they will not, and we know, according to my understanding, we know the next country they will try to take over. Most likely it will be either Jordan or Egypt. They will expand their territories. In other words, the settlers, they're coming to Jewish territory in Israel. They're expanding their territories. They're taking up more space, and they will also go out to other countries and try to establish their presence. But what I believe, even though they will be able to expand their territories up until maybe Jordan, Egypt, and many other countries, even maybe part of Saudi Arabia, but they will not be able to conquer Mecca or Medina, because these two cities at the end of time will be forsaken. Okay, Medina will be empty, Mecca will be empty, and there is no hadith that I came across where it says the Yahudi will take over Mecca and Medina. So no, even the Dajjal will not be able to enter Medina. So we know for sure that these cities are protected by the angels, by the Malaika, and they will not be able to enter there. And the rest, Allah knows the best. Right now, the way situation is, we can say, yes, even though there is no physical presence of the Yahudi in Mecca and Medina, but think about it. They do not need to be there physically. As long as they put their own government there, puppets government, that's really all they need. And the government is working for them. Okay, they're also already they're benefiting from it. They do not need to go there physically. This is what I am trying to tell you. I have a few more comments. Hamza, when will Imam Mahdi fight alone? Against who? Okay, he's asking a question again to another brother. How will Mahdi fight alone? Mahdi will not fight alone. Again, as I said, he will have his army. As I said in the past, the Mahdi army, we talk about Mahdi army all the time. The Mahdi, when he will be here, the Muslim Ummah will give him bay'ah. Now, one thing very, very important for all of us to understand, Mahdi is not just an ordinary man. Okay, the Mahdi is not a guy like, who just popped out and he's saying that I'm going to be uniting the Muslim Ummah. Rasulullah said the Mahdi, his presence will please the people on earth and the angels in the heaven. Okay, that is the hadith, very, very clear, that Mahdi will be loved by people on earth and the inhabitants of the heaven, which is the angel. So no, he will not be alone. He will have company. Don't worry about this. Abdurrahman Muhammad, what? I don't know what you mean. Are you asking me a question? I'm not sure. Dear my sisters, right now WW3 is Malhama, I think so. No, WW3 is not Malhama. WW3 is Malhama. In a literal way, it is Malhama, but religious, if you put a religious undertone, it is not that Malhama that we talk about. The Malhamatul Kubra will take place, or Malhamatul Uzma will take place against the army of the Romans when they will gather together. Iza waqatil malahimu, remember that hadith that I mentioned, that they will gather together. Fierce battle will take place. That is the Malhama that we're talking about. And in that battle, the Muslims will be asked by the Romans to hand over their brothers. In other words, in the Muslim army, there will be a lot of Romans who are Muslim. And the Muslim will say, no, we are not going to hand over our brothers. And then the fierce battle will take place. That is the hadith that was also mentioned. فَيَسْتَمِعُونَ لِلْمَلَاحِمَةِ فَيَأْتُونَ حِينَئِذٍ تَحْتَ ثَمَانِيَ غَايَةٍ تَحْتَ كُلِّ غَايَةٍ اثْنَ عَشَرَ أَلْفًا. Rasulullah said that they will gather together for the fierce battle, and at that time they will come with 80 banners, of which will be 12,000 troops. So that is the battle that we talk about. And this is a hadith that was reported by it is a Hasan hadith. Abu Hurairah reported, and it is mentioned in Sunan Ibn Majah. So dear sisters, I hope that this is clear. If you have more questions, please ask me questions. I love questions. You can email me, or you can just leave a comment in the comment section below. Either way is fine. If you are not a member of this community, I am asking you to join the membership. That way I can create more courses directly from the hadith. And we do not know when YouTube will censor us. This is something they do not like us to talk about. But if you are the member, then inshallah we will be in touch with you. If there is any changes in the future, switching from membership to something else, maybe I will create my own website. This is my ultimate goal. But that is something we'll talk in the future. But right now, if you have not joined the membership, inshallah you can join it. You can like this video. If you did, share this video. Again, leave a comment, ask question, and subscribe. I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum.